Hello everyone, welcome to Big Data Knowledge Hunt. In today's video, we will be seeing a short history of the big data, how the evolution of big data was done, what are the different research that has been done in big data, how the term big data was evolved. So this was a research article published on SlideShare where there was a different research done according to year wise. We'll go through it and we'll see what are the different paper published on big data and how the term big data evolved. Okay, so in 1944, a famous it was the term that the previously we used to generate or we used to store the data in the form of books. So a researcher estimated that the American university that every year we were doubling the data in every 16 years. The researcher writer in the university, he publishes the scholar and the future of the researcher library. He published an article where he estimated that the American university libraries were doubling in every 16 years. The data was doubling in every 16 years. Means that much amount of data was publishing in every 16 years. So after that, a research article was published by B. A. Maron and Paul D. Manny, who researched about the automatic data compression. So, the research done was the information explosion, and it noted that in recent years, it is essential that the storage requirements for all the information must be kept to a minimum. Means the information must be kept to minimum. What are the essential things that should be only kept into the minimum? A fully automatic and rapid three-part compressor which can be used with any body of information to greatly reduce the slow external storage requirement and to increase the rate of information transmission through a computer is described in this paper. So the paper was focused on the automatic data compression rate, and this was published in the year of 1967. So the paper was focusing on the automatic data compression rate and it was published in 1967. After that, in 1980, I. A. Thompson gave a brief talk on where do we go from here. So here they were focusing on the data and how the data is being generating and what is the useful among that the data which we are generating, what is the amount of data that is useful among the vast amount of data. So the main article was focusing on the part that they mentioned that I believe that large amount of data are being retained because users have no way of identifying the absolute data. The penalties for storing absolute data are less apparent than the penalties for discarding the potential useful data. Means uh, the amount of money or the amount of charge we are paying to get the important data from the wide amount of data is more than the penalty we are giving to remove the unwanted data. So this was an article which was focusing on how to remove the unwanted data from the wide amount of data. It was published in 1980. After that, in 1996, the article was focused on how to um, how to move from digital storage to the how to move from the paper storage to the digital storage. So how to focus from the digital storage has become most cost effective rather than the paper storage. So here in this year the main focus was how to remove the paper storage and how to store the data in the form of digital storage in the form of chips or in the form of hard disk or in the form of hard drives. So here the digital storage was become more cost effective to store the data rather than storing the data in the form of papers. In 1997, the big data term was firstly evolved and it was used first time in the form of publications. So the application control demand paging for out of core visualization was used in the form of publication. So the big data term came into picture in 1997 for the first time. In 1998, the analysis was done for the data traffic and voice traffic by 2002 and the size and the growth of based on the rate of internet was done. So based on the internet, how the data is being growing widely, and based on the internet, how it is becoming vast day by day. The analysis was done by 2002. So from 1997 to 2002, the growth rate was very higher. It became 4000% higher. The data was going day by day higher because the users were using the data to store by using different means such as online and offline. In 1999, study finds out that almost 1.5 exabytes of unique information was stored in the form of data, and 250 exabyte of unique information was stored in the form of data for every man, woman and child. Means every man, woman and child was generating large amount of data from 1999 by various means of form. So how much data is being generated nowadays within every movement or within every minute? I have prepared a short video on that. The link is in the bio, or you can also see here in the I section. I will provide the link in the description also. You can go through it. You can see there how much vast amount of data is generated nowadays within a 1 minute. So this is a very vast amount of data generation being done from every specific person. So in 1999 also a study specified that approximately 1.5 exabytes of unique information was generated by every person. So in 2001, Dong Lani, an analyst with the Meta Group Coins, did the study, and they proposed the volume, variety, and velocity, the three V's of big data, and they proposed the big data analysis theory, and the big data term came into picture, and from thereafter the big data came into picture, and the different terms related to big data were analyzed, and then from thereafter the big data came into picture, and the whole research came where we have the different information like the digital information storage, how to store the information in different forms. So the data management is a core competency of web 2.0 companies. So much we have sometimes refer that these applications as infoware rather than the merely softwares. So we previously used the traditional databases that were the web 2.0, but nowadays we are using the big data. Why? Because the data is being widely generated. Previously the data that was generating was very less, but nowadays the data is being widely generated, that is 25% per year the data is being increasing. Now 99% of all the storage capacity was analog previously. Now it is all are digital. Previously we used to store the data in the analog way. Now we are storage as digital storage. We are storing it in a digital way. 2012, big data is defined in a critical questions for big data as cultural, technological and scholarity manner because it is a technology. It is based on the analysis method, and it is a method because it has some myths, because it is difficult to gather the data, analyze the data and compare the large amount of data. Analysis of data, it can be used the data to make certain economical, social and legal decisions also. And myths are because it is believed that large data set offer high, has some higher risk, as well as it can generate specific risk related to accuracy and the truth related incidents, because storing such large amount of data may be a risk related and a dangerous situation. Also some security related constraints are also there. So big data also has some advantages as well as disadvantages. So this was a small survey. Now in 2013 there are some companies which focus on gathering the big data, and the companies which store the big data for their personal uses. As per the survey, this is a survey taken by a TCS, that is Tata Consultancy Services. So the most companies which store the big data, or which take into considering the big data, where are the companies focusing on big data? The sales companies. Most 50%, 15% are the sales companies and marketing companies which consider the big data as the main thing and they store their data. Customer service companies, R&D companies, The HR related companies mostly don't store their data because they don't focus on the storing their data. These are the professionals who analyze the big data. This portion is as an IT function. They don't focus on they focus mainly on storing the big data. The white portion is a business function that use the data, and this portion in a separate big data group. So this is the professional who analyze the big data in the different fields. So this is the analysis done by a TCS company in 2013, introducing the different observations. So the big data is used to do different functionalities such as to do the analysis, to make the business more interactive, or to do analysis related to different business proposals. So this was the basic articles which was um, which was presented by Forbes, and this slide share was based on the article published by the Forbes. Additional sources were provided by the SlideShare, and this presentation is already available on the SlideShare. If you want, I can provide the link also. You can contact me on Instagram, I can provide, but I find it more useful, so I thought I should provide the SlideShare explanation so that it would be more useful, that how the big data history came into picture and how the term came into picture. Here is a website. For more details you can go here and find out the all the details of how the big data came into picture and what is the history of the big data. So thank you for watching the video, and for more such videos you can stay tuned on the channel. You will get the more videos, and I am starting the series where you will get all the algorithms of big data in detail. So stay tuned, follow me on Instagram, and make sure you subscribe the channel. Thank you everyone.